Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Creative Critique. I'm obviously following up my La La Land Awards season video with another award contender in this season, and that film is the comeback film of Mr. Mel Gibson. Directorial comeback, I should say, shouldn't I? Because he has been acting. He's been trying to have acting comebacks for at least the last 5 years or so, hasn't he? Not all successful, but here we are seeing him back in the director's chair where he did the majority of his better work, I would say. Big fan of Apocalypto, of course. But here we have a film, obviously set during World War II. It is about a American medic and the experience of a American medic called Desmond Doss, who was an American pacifist and a Seventh-day Adventist Christian, who effectively fought for his right to be able to go to war without having to carry out or fire a weapon. I won't obviously spoil particular aspects of the plot, but I will go into particular performances and how I think particular segments of the film play out and how good they are. So, yes, of course, like I say, this is the comeback film for Mel Gibson in terms of his directorial aspect of his career. And it's what I would call an earnest film. The reason why I say earnest is because I admire many aspects of the film. I admire the subject matter. I admire particularly the performance of Andrew Garfield. But I do feel there's a bit of disjoint in terms of how enthralled you are in certain aspects of the film and then in other aspects of the film. Surprisingly, considering, like I say, the subject matter, I thought I would be more interested in that fight of his to be able to go to war and not have to carry the weapon. Yet it's actually the second part of the film, for my liking, that is more engrossing and more on the edge of your seat kind of cinema, and it is the war depiction, if you will, in Japan, on this Hacksaw Ridge. And it is something of the like that we've not seen for quite a while in terms of the action stakes in terms of warfare. We've probably not seen something as intense as and realistic since something like maybe Black Hawk Down. But if you're referring back to World War II sort of depiction, you've got to go back for me to say Private Ryan. That is how good though these segments were in the latter part of the film. I thought they were absolutely very visceral, intense and gripping, and extremely well performed by the cast at that moment in time. Like I say, in terms of Andrew Garfield, I think he did a very good job in getting the character across. My issue, like I say, with the film generally is actually the beginning stuff, the build-up, the actual, well, what you would hopefully have as a plot, setting up of the plot, and it seems too easily put in, well, square pegs and square holes, effectively. There's not much risk taken with particular story arcs. There is some nice performances in there, particularly from the likes of Hugo Weaving as his dad, who actually I did not recognise at first for some reason. I have no idea why. So the film did a good job there of just completely masking Hugo Weaving as an actor. So he was very good. And actually, even more, well, some would say it's very surprisingly, is Vince Vaughn as I think he's a sergeant at the training camp where Andrew Garfield obviously goes to train, and then he's embroiled in a legal fight to not bear arms. Unsurprisingly. But yeah, Vince Vaughn is very funny, but not obviously in his usual sort of funny way. But extremely engaging and entertaining. And I will give credit to the writers because, like I say, although particular parts of it is a bit twee, I would say, if that's a good description, other bits of it, like those bits at the army training camp and base, that interaction between characters, particularly Vince Vaughn and his troop and of candidates, soldiers, that is extremely engaging and entertaining to watch. So, yeah. Obviously, in terms of that apologies, aspect of the training camp. It's always very hard, isn't it, to separate yourself in that environment from other films. We've seen so many films around obviously training camps and training bases, and there's a fine line, isn't there, between the trying to get, like I say, get something different out of a particular scenario that has not been seen before. I will say, like I said, those interactions between Vince Vaughn and his troops were very, very engaging. I do believe there's also some wonderful things going on regarding. I like the music score. I thought the editing was extremely well done, obviously, particularly so when it comes to the warfare. And I did think, like I say, the writing was actually pretty good, apart from a few twee moments early on regarding particular character developments, shall we say. Usually it's the little bit where he's growing up at first with his family and interactions with his brother, interactions with a love interest. They're very, very on the nose dialogue, but the rest of it, between, like I say, when it gets to actually the warfare and actually at the training camp and training base, and a little bit of the court stuff, were very, very engaging, certainly. As you can see, there's a bit of hesitation in my voice and in terms of my admiration for the film, because I still feel this is actually a little bit of Mel Gibson holding back in terms of his usual, I would say, tone. And considering the subject matter, it probably should have been a bit more engaging for my liking. But I do believe that Andrew Garfield is worthy of his Oscar nomination. I think it was very, very well portrayed, and he got across the message perfectly in terms of what that character's beliefs and what made Desmond Doss Desmond Doss. So effectively, he did the right stuff there. I did rather enjoy it. I would personally say it's not a film worthy of winning Best Film in a lot of the categories, and I will say the BAFTAs, the British Academy, as Film Academy, has got it right in terms of not directing Mel Gibson, because I don't think the things that are best about the film are what Gibson brings out of the film. In fact, I think, like I say, it's a bit of a calling card for Gibson to say, hello, industry, I am back on the scene, please come to me because I want to come to you with projects. And for that reason and for that statement, it does its job, but I still believe that he is holding back for obvious reasons, as we all know. It's a very entertaining film, a very interesting story, and very capably performed by Andrew Garfield, Vince Vaughn, and Hugo Weaving, and some of the other cast are okay. But I thought it was a damn decent film. Yeah, so there we go. That's Hacksaw Ridge, the World War II story of Desmond Doss, the American medic who obviously did not want to carry a weapon. There we go. So I will be looking possibly at my next review, which will very likely be the very, very personal story Moonlight. And that might be coming in the next coming days. So I do hope you have enjoyed what I've had to say, and I do hope to speak to you very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.